though, because we, I don't know, Dmitry, when you was born, I was born just in the middle. I mean, just at the, when Yuri Gagarin reached to the space, that's my year of my birth. And yeah, the most things on this time that people's release this pressure, as Dmitry said, about emergency of being, because first half of the century, I don't know if you can find any other country which goes through such a dramatic change of the patriarchal life. You know, imagine that's 700, 800 years, people live one style, mostly 80% people, and then everything has been changed in one day. In the first half, it's really hard to imagine what was going on in Russia on the first half of the 20th century. And I agree, but I disagree a little bit with, we can say this is there was a beginning of the spring, because though that's just the beginning of the spring when you go from winter to the spring. And there was a spring which is resurrected Russia in later time. I'm not talking about political system, and I'm trying to make a, you know, why we are really believe in art, because art which show and brings us to the a little bit different part of the politic and people. I mean, it's very hard sometimes to separate, but there is the energy of the politic, and we see how dramatic it is when we just think about politics. And there is an energy of life and being on this earth, wherever you will be. Because the energy of people, of their, I mean, it's, everybody wants to be happy in this life. We sometimes forgot that we were born to be happy. And that's energy of happiness and destination of happiness and inner personal life, which make a different energy, which is beyond any politics, beyond religious. I mean, different religions, not beyond religion like itself, but different religions. This energy which is given actually by Creator for people to be happy. And this energy, again, when the Second World War has been ended, that's probably the main point, that people return back to the normal life. I mean, families, kids, love, simple stories, simple people's life. And that's the name, I would name War. And music affected of this. We're not talking about all this drama again. Art, music, with relationship with the government. We can talk about that forever, and Dima mentioned a lot about it. And of course, all these big figures like Shostakovich and so. But you know, sometimes the good things have been warned against of what it was going on in country. So we probably would not have Shostakovich or Schnittke or Prokofiev if that not the history of 20th century. It's just, again, this is a kind of independently goes. If we will talk about the cultural life itself, it was there because Dima mentioned about the raising poetry, all this poetry that Akhmatova, Voznесensky, Yevtushenko, all this amazing poetries. They had this kind of amazing union, people getting back to the friendship, artistic friendship, a different kind of friendship, people sitting, mostly what the people did in my, what I remember, they sitting in the kitchen and discuss. That's the way how usually we spend our evenings because there was no much TV shows, no computer at all. Actually, no phone, for example, in my house. And what people, they just knock the door. Okay, let's just take a tea, let's take a coffee, whatever, mostly tea, and talk, and discussion. That's what I can see. Dima is the child of the period, because the discussions will bring you to the thinking, critical thinking. When conversation, not your own, like when you study, when you read, but conversation will bring you to the thinking, and that's also another, it was part of the energy in the society, that people start to think, start to analyze. Maybe they not always had a chance to say it loud out, but it was there. It was there a lot. And I can talk about that a lot, but my actually role today was to talk about the songs of Moscow songs. Just want to mention to you that about this housing, massive housing, just my personal story, and about people moving from the very deep Russian places to the cities and got their brilliant education. That was my dad. He used to live in a very small village, selo. I don't know how to say in English. Just 2 streets, like 7 kilometers from the road. You need to walk there. It's just really fun. So he came to the big city, Penza, and he ended up with the PhD in engineering. And he was a general engineer in the city Penza. And this time when I was born, there was about 650, 6,500,000, 650 and 3 zeros, right there. Okay, 650 and thousands. It's pretty big city, the huge area, and he was a general engineer of the building all this massive house, Khrushchev's apartments. And he was this kind of person, he kind of give these apartments mostly to his friends. And finally we've got as a family, and we live in a big communalka, when there's like about 4 families. And I remember that was my youngest memory. Some things I don't remember, of course, like in you, but this is, I remember how we moved to this apartment. I remember my mom, she was crying, it was empty, we sleep on the floor, but I was so much happy. And I was a doll for everybody on this particular time. And now I'm not going to talk with you about all our 3 Moscow songs. I will just take one, and I will try to entertain you, because of course I prepared a lot of material, but I'm trying to, I cannot read. Even I just making this in English, and I was thinking that I'm going to read, but I cannot read. I'm so sorry. I just will say you something, and I need to know how to share the screen, and I will show you some recordings. I think you will enjoy it. I will talk about Moscow Nights, as we listen today, how Slavyanka started to record it. And this song is probably most popular song in all over the world, and it just like a symbolize Russian song. And I will say a little bit about this story. And I was planning to talk about the 6th World Festival of Youth and Students, but I will not talk because Dmitry already talked. And I just want to say this is the first international event of the Khrushchev Star. It was in 1957. when about 34,000 people from 130 countries came. And it was amazing because after all this, how we say, iron curtains, when the Russian people was not available to go abroad, and also foreign people was not able to visit Russia simply, Soviet Union. It was a big deal. It's really big deal. And why I'm talking about the Sixth World Festival of Youth and Students, because the song Moscow Night was official song of this festival. Composed by very famous and very established composer this time, Vasily Solovyov-Sedoy, and on a poem, Mikhail Matusovsky. What I want to say about the actually music at this time, not classical music, this is a pop style of music. And you love this song, but you can't imagine what was around it, because mostly the songs about Moscow was patriotic songs, like hymns, military marching, because that's #1 city in the Soviet Union. And on this period of time, the songs about Moscow becomes more lyrical, and that came right from the heart. And that's what is there in this kind of in the music. At the same time, when the classical music struggling, it was dramatic, it's really interesting. But the pop style of music becomes more lyrical, and that's why we have Okudjava came on the stage with the Okudjava. This is the bards. This is another group of this live on this time, when the composers and poets, they create those songs like French chansons, like country songs here, this kind of things, which just go from heart to heart. And this has been born in the Russian kitchens, I would say, in apartments. And this kind of music, Vysotsky. So this kind of, it was not existed before. That was really, really new part of the music, part of the art, which goes to the simple person, to the simple feelings, to each human as a feeling, love. It's all about love. And so I can share the screen, Bettina, can I? Bettina, can I share the screen?
I think it's available. Yes, try.
I don't know if I can see something. I don't know. What is this? Wait a minute. I prepared my.
We are seeing
Chrome. I know, but I cannot see the one I prepared. Chrome. Google Chrome. Yeah. I'm sorry. It will be. You will see all my. What's going on?
Well, you're hearing me through the speaker.
Excuse me. I told you that I'm not the. Where is it?
Irina. Close this. When you start to share screen again, before you accept, you're going to see small thumbnails of whatever is on your computer. And you have to choose the thumbnail of the program or the words that you were planning. So first click share screen, then look for the picture, the little thumbnail.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me. Can you see right now my kind of a lot of things, right? Okay. Okay. Just want to give you some videos, maybe just to. I was trying to find something in English, but short. because I know that will help. I will give you very short, just a sense of emotional sense. For example, this is about that's about the Festival of Youth Students. Just some pictures. США, it means USA. Okay, that's the 3 minutes. I'm trying to short everything down. So as I mentioned to you, also I want you to show, this is really just very short, just very documental pictures about the opening, I guess, of this festival. That's looking, look at these people. 34,000 delegation from 131 countries. And I think when you see those people just a little bit, you see how much happiness on their faces. So, and this is really interesting. I found it. It's just very little. I think it's
more fireworks and yet another chapter in the Moscow Youth Festival, and folk dances too, with delegates from many countries entertaining their hosts and each other with a kaleidoscope of choreography and quaint costumes. First, catch your comrade. Then kiss her. Soviet youth must welcome a chance to meet others from beyond the curtain, and I dare say the visitors have found the experience pretty interesting too. Those Russians certainly know how to put on a big production.
It's not about this. It's not about Zoom.
All the main.
Okay. I don't want you to look on that picture, but I don't want to get out of it. So anyway, the first Moscow Night, written by Solovyev-Sedoy and Helmut Ussovsky, was actually called Leningrad's Evenings. So it was written long ago, before the Solovyev-Sedoy just drew a little bit of melody and put like somewhere in his table. And then on 1955, he received the order. He'd been asking to create a song for documentary movie about Spartakiada. It's about like kind of Russian Olympic. was young sport activities. So they making like a documentary movie, and they wanted to have, because there was a lot of marshes and kind of patriotic songs. They asked him to make something lyrical when the sportsmen are arrested in a Moscow like suburb. So what? When the composer and his friend Mikhail Moktusovsky received this, they was in dacha, you know, dacha in Komarova, and that was summer. They really don't want to have any work to be done. So just telling you the story of the song, Bettina smiling. So they, oh, listen, we have like Leningrad evening. Let's just change it a little bit. Because the Moscow nights, so they changed the Leningrad's evening to the Moscow nights. And so that was song has been happened. And however, the committee of this documentary movie, they didn't like the song at all. They said that music is almost nothing, the words is terrible. So, but they still take the song, and they took the song because was no time to create any other new song. So I'll show you a little bit, just a little bit the story of Solovyev Sedoy, saying about the story how this Moscow Night has been born as a song. And it's in Russian, but I want you to say what he is saying. He talked about that he wanted to do this in a valse. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that very hard. But they was very hard for him to move to the 4. So anyway, this is a little story right from the composer's mouth. This is the composer.
Подмосковные вечера, первоначально, когда я начал разрабатывать, мне показалось, что самое удобное было бы положить ее на вальс. И послушайте, «И слышны в саду даже шорохи, все здесь замерло до утра, если бы знали вы». Видите, как на вальс это удобно ложится. И мне больших трудов стоило, так сказать, сделать это не вальс, а вот именно такую ритмическую формулу, в которой вы сейчас эту песню слышите.
Irina, for some reason, we're not hearing you right now.
Then he was, I'm sorry, and then he was telling the story how he created the song, but I shortly gave you this idea. So the first, who will perform? That was the question. And that's very interesting. If you read the translation of the song, you might a little bit laugh right now. Who knows the translation? Who read the translation? Unfortunately, time is not too much. We would like to read it, but there is mostly about how beautiful nights under Moscow and river goes in and out, or something just about nothing, about just how nice and how beautiful to have you near me and to join this pretty evening. So Mark Bernes was the one of the biggest singer on this time. The most popular singer, Mark Bernes, was offered to perform Moscow Nights. The music seemed to him okay, but about the words he said, well, what is this song that is heard and not heard? And what kind of river is it? It is moving, then it's not moving. And after reading the words, what are you, dear? You are looking sideways, tilting your head low. He burst out of laughing and said, guys, I would also be numb from such a look from a girl like your hero. So he refused to sing the song. So they found not professional singer, but the artist of the Moscow Art Theater. Vladimir Troshin. We are not going to sing the whole song. I just give you some flavor of his voice and how, just keep in mind how warm he's singing from himself. That's though. Before that, singer singing with a full voice, except Bernes, of course, started to this singing style from the heart much earlier. Probably Bernes already was there, but that's the style of singing was at this time. That's the first performer. I'm skipping the introduction. It's very long.
Не слышны в саду даже шорохи. Все здесь замерло до утра. Если б знали вы, как мне дороги подмосковные вечера. Если б знали вы, как мне дороги подмосковные вечера.
So you have an idea how the simple, without any academic technique or something. And I don't need to tell you how popular this song becomes. Everybody knows. I just want you to show some. For example, this is Jazz Arrangement by Kenny Ball. It's a British, I guess, jazzman. So this is a jazz version. This is the little, just a 30 seconds, how composers sing this song, and then two more singers. It's a little bit kind of fun.
Общались друг с другом, праздновали. Фестиваль способствовал появлению новых разнообразных теле- и радиопередач. Выпускались новые журналы. В России появилась современная зарубежная одежда, техника,
It's about
автомобили.
festival.
Во время фестиваля сложилось много новых песен.
Слышны в саду даже шорохи. Все здесь замерло до утра. Если б знали вы, как мне дороги.
Снималось много новых.
So, I wanted to show also, I think, it's pretty interesting version of the singing this song. Hope you enjoy it. I found this very interesting. It's a French singer, Patrice Cass. Look at her dress.
Несли шни в саду, даже шуха, и все замерло до утра. Если б знали вы, как мы, дорогие, под Москву не вечера. Если б знали вы, как мы, дорогие, под Москву не вечера.
So please don't listen this recording when you're preparing for the rehearsals. just a little bit. Okay. And I would continue and show you a lot of recordings, but because the time, I want to complete my presentation or talk about another really amazing event of the Khrushchev Star. It's the first musical international Tchaikovsky competition. Who knows who won this competition? The American pianist Van Cliburn. Exactly. And I can read a little about him. He was American pianist who at the age 23 achieved worldwide recognition when he won the international Tchaikovsky competition in Moscow in 1958 during the Cold War. Cliburn's mother, a pianist and teacher and accompanist, she teach him. The first international Tchaikovsky competition in 1958 was an event designed by demonstrate Soviet cultural superiority during the Cold War. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, I probably don't need to read everything. So the Cliburn played the first concerto by Tchaikovsky and third concerto by Rachmaninoff, and on April 13 earned him a standing ovation lasting 8 minutes. After the ovation, Van Cliburn made a brief speech in Russian and then resumed his seat. I will show you this a little episode right now in Moscow Conservatory. And it's just when I show this, I wanted to show more documentals because you can see people's faces. I would show more. You need to see when he played his first concerto by Tchaikovsky. You have to see the people in audience. And the New York Times writer Bernard Holland shared some beautiful words from Cliburn in 1989 article. My relationship with the Russians was personal, not political. Mr. Cliburn said in a recent interview, I had looked at pictures of Moscow when I was 5 years old, and I had always wanted to go there. My first night there, I got permission to go down and see Red Square and the Kremlin. I felt so at home with these people, and I felt it immediately. As you can see, right now, Cliburn will say absolutely amazing words in Russian. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm afraid to make a translation because I want you to hear his voice and his heartbeat when he's saying this. And I think it's all remind you how you've been in Russia, how we've been together in Russia. And that's kind of my heart already start beating in the same way. And that's what we talk. It's amazing love. It's understanding people all over the world. Simple, just by heart.
Дорогие друзья, сегодня, когда я должен сказать вам до свидания,
I still translate. He said, now, when I need to say you goodbye,
мое сердце полно воспоминаниями
my heart is full of memories.
и грустью.
And sadness, грусть, nostalgia.
До конца жизни я не смогу забыть ваши доброты.
До конца жизни я не смогу, sorry, for the end of my life, I would never forget your, I didn't. Kindness.
Я всегда буду хранить памяти ваши думы и переживания за меня.
I will always keep in my memory your, Дима, помоги мне, thoughtfulness and
your good
thankfulness
thoughts
about
and oh man, I'm drawing blank. Your kindness and your thoughts for me.
Надеюсь быть всегда достойным золотой медали конкурса Чайковского.
Дима, переводи, я уже голова не.
I hope to always be worthy of the gold medal of the winner of this competition.
Полученной России.
That I received here in Russia.
Я полюбил вас.
I fell in love with you.
За все.
Applause has been continuing, and I hope you remember how it was in St. Petersburg when we performed. I wish this song would stay in our hearts to all over the world, to all people, and we are lucky that we're doing music, and that's what our da in our hearts. By the way, one thing I forgot to say, you maybe a little bit funny, when it was time to announce the winner on the competition, the judges were obligated to ask permission of the Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev to give the first prize to an American. Is he the best? Khrushchev asked. Then give him the prize, was the answer.